High vibrations, sweet babies. So, we are a couple weeks away from summer, if you can believe it. I feel like May has been a very long month. I don't know if anyone else can agree, but just feels like it's going on for a very long time. But anyway, it's a beautiful, sunny spring day. It's still feeling pretty spring here, and I feel like there's some information in that. It's like this incubation period of something hatching to life. I just feel like overall more flow, more stability was something like part of the energy that was showing up. It just feels like you've been putting a lot of energy and effort into something, whether it was consciously or unconsciously. Something has been incubating. And I remember a couple, maybe months back, I was reading into an energy of Troy Boy. I was not reading into the energy of Troy Boy. I don't have to do much reading with him. He's very expressive. For those of you who are new here, Troy Boy is my buddy, my dog, and I like to relax with him, especially on warm, sunny days. I like to come and visit him and spend time at my family's home in the sunshine, outdoors with him. You might hear birds, you might hear commotion. Occasionally there'll be children playing outside, and you might hear some life sounds in the background. Troy does like to bark and chime in, but today it seems as though he is absolutely chilling on the porch, just enjoying this morning. He doesn't usually get to be a menace until about noon or so. But on the topic of chiming in, you may in some of my other readings hear wind chimes, because my family loves to have wind chimes all around the property. And today, there is not a single breeze, because those chimes are absolutely still. And I feel like there's also medicine in that. It's like everything just is really feeling still. And there was a time in your life when that might have almost freaked you out, because you're so used to movement, commotion, but not necessarily flow. And I think now you're finding yourself more in the comfort of stillness and recognizing the power of intentional movement, intentional actions, and that it brings you into this state of flow. And when you're in that state of flow, things just move and take shape and build momentum in this like very ebb and flow, and you're not afraid of that ebb. You're no longer afraid of, not that you were ever afraid of, but it just was unfamiliar and maybe at times uncomfortable to be in a place of such stillness. And there might have been a time when that stillness was actually like more so a calm before a storm. And I just wanted to let you know that the cards here don't necessarily indicate anything like a storm. I feel like you are maybe foreseeing problems or issues before, or challenges, obstacles, whatever, before they might even arise. Or you may think that you're not as evolved, or you're not as capable, or you're not as wise, mature. I don't even know what it might be, but there's this feeling that you still have a lot of enlightenment that you need to do, and in some ways you feel like it's in order to protect yourself that you have this awareness. And it is a gift that you have this awareness of yourself and all the ways that you want to still bloom and grow. But I think it's also I think it's also significant to recognize the journey that you've already taken, the long road that you've already traveled, the obstacles that you have overcome, and now be able to appreciate all of the other beautiful blessings that it has brought into your life, so that you can recognize that on this journey that you're on now, you are absolutely on the right path. There was a reading I did recently about choosing your path and feeling like you have to choose your path, but more specifically focus on the pace in which you're taking it. And I cannot tell you, friends, how much that applied to my situation. So hopefully it was insightful to you. All of my previous readings are on my YouTube, and I encourage collective, if any of this message is landing with you, to maybe check out some of the other ones, because I really try to feel into the collective of people that find themselves here. And so doors being open, keys being open, keys on a ring, gold keys might be significant or symbolic for you. This might actually be something you're hearing as like a key word. Oh, key word from source. When you hear people talking about doors being opened, it might actually be source speaking through people to let you know, here is another door being opened, or this is an opportunity for you to learn from. This is an opportunity for maybe you to discern what the right course of action or right path for you to take is, and a door is opening up here for you. And that doesn't mean to just immediately assume that everything attached to that phrase is don't immediately assume anything. I think this is more so an opportunity, right, for you to realize your infinite potential, for you to realize that you are in a co-collaborative dance with the divine, with source energy. And in that dance, there's this fluidity. It's like, yeah, the divine can at times take the lead, or maybe lead the rhythm or the fluidity or the pace, right? Think of it this way. Here's a new way to look at this dance. You yourself are dancing with the universe. Maybe it's a cluster of stars in the shape of a body that you're literally like there doing the salsa with, or you are dancing and the song is the universe, right? So you get to control your rhythm, your movements, your steps, your choreography, if you will. But you are absolutely in accordance to whatever the song is that's playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't start, I don't know, crumping to Beethoven. So my point here is, like, you know that you have the free will, right? The ability to make choices and discern for yourself what you want to do in your life, how you want to interact with your life, etc., etc. But it's always going to be to the song of source energy. Whatever the song is that's playing in your life right now. Like, maybe this is like a new practice for you to like lean into. It's like, okay, what is the song that's playing in my life right now? This part of my life feels like, and build your soundtrack. There you go. The soundtrack to my life. I'm so nasally right now. I'm like in my full Fran Fine moment. Getting over a whopper of a cold there. Anywhoosies. I do feel like you are getting a lot of symbols and a lot of confirmations at the current moment. A letter might be significant here, and for some reason, you know that little emoji with the envelope and then the heart? It's so cute. I love that little emoji. That's like the symbol that's like coming to mind right now, and actually just kind of showed up in the cards, a very similar symbol. Yeah, there might just be some kind of delivering of symbols, messages, definitely symbols, personal symbols. You might be attached to, when I tell you that card with the little heart letter just jumped out of the deck. That's crazy. It says they'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. Ooh, very ominous. Let's pull more into that. Let's get some clarity before our brains get ahead of us, okay? And it's saying that someone is unavailable. It's a waste of time, okay? Move on. Use your intuition, because any red flags that you ignore might come back to bite you later. You're going to be very connected to your intuition in this time. And it almost feels like sometimes a big cosmic joke. You ever hear that? That saying, that phrase, a big cosmic joke. Because it's like, why the fuck am I getting all these symbols, confirmations, affirmations, only to have like a full That's So Raven moment where it's like, you know, cue the sitcom laughter. I end up exactly where I was trying to avoid in the first place. You know, like, if you've never watched That's So Raven, this is your cue to go watch That's So Raven. But she's a psychic. She would have these like clairvoyant moments, and she would get a vision, and then she would do like everything she possibly could to try to avoid whatever was going to happen in the vision. But the more things that she did, the more she cosmically lined herself up to literally act out what was happening in that vision. And I just think it's such a hilarious representation of intuition, because it's like sometimes the best thing we can do as sensitive, intuitive, you know, intuiting people is to just let it go, is to simply let it go, let it go. Some things are a waste of time to circle back to and try to dig and investigate and understand and like reveal and all the whatever. It's just a waste of time. So I'm feeling as though and you've learned, collective, whether you were listening along since all of this energy was at play back during like Venus retrograde and all of that, or if you were just out there willy-nilly freeballing on your own. I'm so glad you're here now, because hopefully some insights can ease you through it. You probably learned that you don't have to act on the red flags that you're seeing or just the things that you are intuiting. It's okay to just take a mental note and to, again, be still, to come back later and you discern a little bit more about what you're feeling. So I want to say that there is some indications here, and you might be even feeling into something just becoming more serious. I think you're either finding yourself committing to something, or something is becoming more serious, and it's just like, okay, I really want to be focused on this one thing. I really want to be invested in this thing. I really want to be committed to this. I want to take this seriously. I think this is a very interesting thing. Ooh, okay. Something revolving someone's wedding. This is so specific. First of all, you are enjoying a very honeymoon phase of something right now. Something in the very beginning, blooming stages. And like I said, the springtime energy, I think, is very symbolic. It's like, it's we're moving out of this very like something is being incubated and birthed into like things are now blooming, taking shape, unfolding, unraveling. We're experiencing, we are in it. And I think that is sort of where you're moving out of, is like this sort of sweet, I don't know why I want to say like delicate. I don't really mean delicate. It's like, I don't know what to, maybe there is an element of delicacy to you. And now you're moving out of that like sort of honeymoon phase with either yourself or an experience or, no, Troy, no. He's trying to eat the bees. I understand that. Oh, he better not have gotten stung. He's just trying to protect himself. He doesn't understand them. But he gets stung when he tries to bite them. Maybe there's a message in that for you. What I will say, though, is that I think you are triggered right now by people who have a very hive mentality. And the hive mentality might be a little rabbit hole for you to go look down. I think you're very triggered because you have been asked, initiated more so, to think for yourself or to be a creative person. And it's like, you love your creativity and you love that you're a free thinker. You love that you're very individual and have your own way of doing things. But it didn't come from a place of just like beautiful skills that were nurtured. It came out of a place of having no other choice. Like, you needed to, for your own sake, think about things differently. You needed to, for your own sake, be able to be creative. And it was like skills that were born from maybe even desperation are now things that kind of almost make you frustrated because other people who maybe just follow trends. He is really trying to eat the bees. I gotta bring him in. He's gonna get stung. Hold on. 1010 is significant. Troy is the ultimate sweet baby. He is like the reason why I even say that. Yes, and literally here at the bottom of the deck, pets. Getting a new pet, giving a current pet more love. Yes, I'm here for all of that. Okay, totally threw me off track. So you, with your gentle, sweet, loving nature, loyal, friendly, you can really just be one of the pack. You also really can't stand when people can't just think for themselves or have this very bandwagon, always need to be on trend type of mentality. And there's something about that I think is going to be prevalent. And with my readings, I don't even try to like figure out how it might apply to my current situation, because as I've been finding out, I find out weeks later, months later, what that reading was about when it either gets shared and I'm like listening to it and editing it, posting it, and I'm like, oh my God, that is what I'm dealing with right now. It's just so interesting. So we'll circle back to that later, see how that actually ends up applying. But as I was saying before, this springtime, we are enjoying these last few weeks of spring, and it feels like, ooh, oh my God, he is really after these fucking bugs. Oh, that one's a fly. He can, oh, he's so cute. I can't take it. He is so adorable. Are you just obsessed with your animals like I am? Anyway, there's just this really beautiful butterfly just flew across the yard. Like, you are light, you are enriched, you are like the definition of touching grass. Like, you are very much content with just the very sheer nature of life right now. And I think the way things are going, the way things are unfolding, I think you have like this element of just feeling hopeful. I think you feel divinely guided and protected at this time, as you should. I will say that luck showed up a couple times for this reading. You might be like doing some kind of energy practices or mindset work around feeling lucky. Also, complaining might be significant. Noticing like you're either complaining more or less, or trying to watch how much you complain, or you just don't like being around people who are complaining or whatever. So yeah, there's this feeling of like you're not really sure whether to protect your energy right now. There's this feeling of like you're kind of like no, forgive me, collective, but I know us as a whole, we have gone through some journey of heart healing, and I know that this is some of the things that I experience, and I know a lot of my collective experience of this feeling of like wanting to just be fully open and excited and ecstatic about embracing the universe and life and people. But that also comes with the realization that you can get hurt that way, and it becomes this very difficult feeling of like, I want to open up, I'm not sure how much to open up. And what I always end up circling back to is like anything that I did out of love, like I don't take that back, you know what I mean? And what people do with that is a reflection of them, honey. And that's how you discover more butterfly beings around you, right? Because butterflies have no idea what they look like. They were once caterpillars, and they probably think that they're still caterpillars. But they transcended, metamorphosized into a whole new state of being, a whole different state of being. And the only way that they can really understand the beauty of what they are is when they are surrounded by other butterflies, because that beauty can be then reflected back at them. It's kind of a mindset that I think might be helpful for you to adopt right now. Butterfly actually came out in the cards too, which is really beautiful. There's just this feeling of like you might need to maybe let go of some things or some people or some experiences or whatever in your current situation if they just don't really reflect the beauty that you know to be true about yourself and the world. Hive mentality, complaining, I don't know, maybe even aesthetics, maybe just things that they possess. I don't know. There's just something around the idea of like, this isn't what I consider beautiful. And I firmly believe that beauty is really defined by how we treat people. And the most beautiful people are actually more so illuminating a beauty from the inside out. And when we get to actually deeply know these people, it is such a gift and a blessing. And I do feel like there is somebody in your life that was a gift and a blessing in this way. So go through this honeymoon experience and don't be fearful of what comes after that experience, because I do think that you might be like overly prepared for challenges, overly prepared for obstacles, overly prepared for a rocky journey, or don't turn any molehills into mountains at this time, right? We know that luck is on our side. Ladybugs are also significant. I've had a ladybug appear out of nowhere, not really out of nowhere, probably out of one of my plants. And it was so cute, so tiny. And I do feel like there's an indication of someone's wedding. Somebody's wedding might be significant. Something might happen at someone's wedding. Whether you are there or whether you hear about it or you're a part of it or whatever, there's just this feeling of maybe somebody having hurtful words or some kind of situation breaking up, something involving maybe even someone's divorce. I don't know. But this is going to be something that just makes it really easy for you to like let go of a situation and recognize that you're in a new beginning of your life. You really are in a new chapter. You've metamorphosized into something really beautiful, really light, free-spirited. And what I feel like you might be letting go of is this energy of someone else, maybe somebody who's a saboteur, sabotaging energy, just like a monkey in the middle trying to stir the pot type of energy. People who are sneaky, people who are doing their research on you, kind of always have their eye on you in a not very fun or flirty way. And just actually more so the energy of expectation, thinking that maybe it has to do with expectations on you, or just people who have like really unreasonable expectations, or you yourself might just really be trying to, as a whole, let go of expectations and just embrace situations for who and what they are. So that is my reading for you. Look at that. I'm keeping them short and sweet these days. I'm trying to do some more intentionally because my cold knocked me out there for a few days, and I realized, oh, okay, slow down, girly. I had to rest up my voice. I did some throat space healing, and it's having me really tap into a more throat space focused type of spiritual path that I'm kind of always on and doing underlying all of my model shenanigans. I will say that there is an indication here that an earth sign might be significant at this time: Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Okay, friends, that's my reading that I totally did to procrastinate something else that I didn't want to do. So I have to go and get going. But I was really glad to actually have a little bit of time in the sunshine with Troy and pull some cards before I got going with my day. Oh my gosh, guess what just popped out again? That letter with a heart. They'll be back. Expect to hear from them soon. So, you might hear from somebody soon. You might have a gentleman caller. You might have what is it? Oh my God, I'm like totally hearing my great-grandmother's voice. A gentleman is coming. There's like an old wives' tale of when like a knife falls off the table, that means that a man is coming to visit. And then when a spoon, or is it a fork? I don't know. I'm not an old wife. If this dog is gonna eat a bug. When a spoon or a fork falls off the table, then a lady is coming. That's what I remember hearing as I was growing up. And that card just like kind of reminded me of that. It's like this very weird feeling of like, ooh, somebody's going to show up and bring news to the Times Square. For some reason, Times Square might be significant, or not Times Square. Maybe it is that, but Town Square. Also, air sign might be significant: Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Okay, that's it for now, friends. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will talk to you very soon.